inevitably think of even tonight. You know, one of the leading scorers in the conference goes down the first minute of the game. He was playing the #1 seed, so it just kind of ended the way that it began. But we had some good moments this year. Tonight wasn't one of them, but I will give a lot of that credit to West Virginia Wesleyan. They are extremely talented, and you take two absolute big-time players, and then when their role players step up like they did tonight, we're not going to beat them. I mean, we would have had to play an A+ game to beat them because they brought a pretty good game tonight.
Kayla, wasn't Wesleyan the team you had 13 threes against?
Yeah.
What you had 8 attempts and you just had a hard time getting any solid looks.
Yeah.
Did you notice you had 21 tries last time you played?
Yeah.
What were they doing differently? Anything?
They were just all over me. They weren't really giving me any looks. So I had a lot more looks the last time, and they just weren't giving me anything.
Coach, how tough is Kaufman and Breidenbach? They give the good 1-2 combo, inside, outside. How tough are they?
Well, they're all American type players, and you know, with all the kids that we have sitting out, we are one of the least imposing teams in the league, and they know that, and they take advantage of it. And there's been a lot of years when I've had loaded teams out there, and it didn't matter how the game was called, because our talent level is good enough to get over it. But when the game is that physical, we just can't compete with that. You know, sometimes the cliche, women and girls, men among boys, or whatever, it just looks like that. The game was physical, and that's not a good recipe for us.
Bree, I guess you were going to be redshirted originally this season until everything went wrong, and now you're playing down here. I don't know how many minutes you played. A lot, 31 minutes, and a lot of times you were guarding Breidenbach. How was that experience? That had to be treacherous.
Yeah, it was difficult, but I mean, I know she's one of the better players in the league, so I just try not to let her catch it and try to be strong.
And she's strong. There's a reason she's going to score 2,000 points this season, meaning for a career.
How much of a difference is it her being a freshman and Breidenbach being a...
Well, I think it's a big difference. Again, the physicality of the game, and we caught Wesleyan at our place earlier in the season, but the one girl didn't play up at our place, and
Which one?
The foreign kid.
Auberskina.
Yeah, I'll screw up her last name, but she's a really, really good player, and they are a little limited without her. She's their leading assist person, and they can spread you out. And again, if you fall asleep for 1 second, you're going to get power posted. You know, it's just we've struggled. This is my lowest scoring basketball team I've ever coached. And then Hillary Southworth averages 17 points a game. So we couldn't score sometimes with her in the game. And you take her off the floor, and we knew it was going to be an uphill battle offensively. But we were hoping that we could kind of sag and get help. But then their two role players step up and shoot 50% from the floor and score double digits. And it just wasn't our night, and it wasn't meant to be. Still think it's the greatest small college basketball tournament in the country. It's a great environment, and I'm just thankful that we had a chance to participate in it. Thanks.
Okay, well, I don't know what to comment on. I'm just glad that we came out and took care of business. We talked about it so long, about coming out playing better defense on their number 32, who really burned us last time for the 13 threes. So I think we did a decent job on her. We started switching on everything, and that helped. So defensively, I think that's what got us into this game, and we got points off of those defensive stops. So,
Coach, they made a run. Was that 5? You called timeout to respond with 11-0 run, and then go on a big run from there. How big was the run right there by you guys to kind of turn things around?
and that's happened a couple times since this year. I mean, I'm the type of coach, I don't want the run to get too big and then call timeout. They get a couple baskets, I call timeout, come over there and settle them down, and then we usually go back out and we usually take care of business and run one of our own. So that's happened a few times with us this year. So that's usually, you know, I know they're going to make a run. And most of the good teams, they will do that, and that's what basketball is about, game and run. So I let them know that they're going to make a run. It's just how we deal with the one that, you know, that determines what's going to happen. So I try to calm them down. Let's just play our game. Let's go back out, and it usually turns out to be pretty good.
Coach, you're seated 9th in the region. Do you feel you guys need to win the tournament to get in, or do you think get the championship? What do you feel your feelings on that?
Yeah, we have to win the tournament to get in because it's the top 8 and we're at 9. So we didn't make that cut, but we still have a chance to get in and we're still alive in the tournament. So we have to win it, and I think the young ladies know that.
Lydia and Jamie, how big would that be for you all? You've never did it in program history, being seniors. How big would that be to not just win the conference, but obviously get the regionals?
I think it's huge. It's always a goal of ours. We always write down our goals every preseason, and it's conference tournament and then NCAA. So I think it'd be huge. We've never been before, so it'd be nice to go to seniors.
I'd love to win this tournament first. That's never been done in school history, so I'd love to do that first and then make a run in the NCAA.
Talk about Shepherd now, Coach. They're a tremendous rebounding team. Obviously, you got a tremendous rebounding in Jamie. What do you guys need to do? And talk about the matchup against Shepherd.
Yeah, well, they're a pretty tough matchup for us. I mean, we won the last 2 times we played them, but they were tough wins. In one game, we had to come from way behind to get the win. So it's a tough matchup for us, but I still think that we can get the win.
Jamie, talk about that matchup. They're one of the better rebounding teams in the league. You're obviously top rebounder. You're one of the top in the league. Talk about that matchup with them.
Shepherd's tough. They always they're scrappy. They play hard. I mean, they have a tall girl. Gabby's very big. So honestly, we just have to play good defense and box out, limit one shot, and we all 5 have to crash the boards like we did tonight. We got rebounded them 46 to 28. So we have to crash the boards. Everyone's got to crash the net, lids, everybody. So.
Lydia, how big was the defense on Ayers tonight? You guys did a much better job on her. She hit 13 against y'all last time, threes, and only 3 tonight.
Yeah, she's a really, really good player and a really good shooter, but we came out in the second half and we decided just to switch everything. That was the easiest to try to keep her under control, so I think we did a pretty good job.
Coach, you shoot 50% from the floor in the first half. How important was it to set the tone and get a big halftime lead?
Well, that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure we came out in the first half so that by halftime we had a decent cushion coming into the second half. So it was a goal of ours to come out, play defense, get some points off of our defense, and get a big lead. So that was part of our strategy.